Hey, my people, it is the showstopper, Mr. Leopard, and I'm here to comment on, all the trending issues and all the current affairs. So just allow me very quickly to make a mention of something that happened between Ringtone and DJ Mo and Size 8. So my comment is that there was a broad misunderstanding between the three parties, but each party can actually explain themselves. So for me, the bottom line is that there was a misunderstanding and they need to get over that and put it behind them. So number one, this is an album launch for Size 8, and Size 8 has called in ministers to come and pray for her and dedicate her album. Now, her call out was to gospel ministers. So when Ringtone comes and walks up to the stage, she then says, "Hey, Ringtone, tafadhali, give us some space. This is for Watumishi. It is for pastors." Now, I think that is where the problem began, because it was possible for Size 8 to mention it differently and to say it differently because of the following reason. Number one, when she called out, she said that she is asking for gospel ministers who were present in that particular auditorium to come and dedicate her album and pray about it. So she probably had specific people in mind whom she had prepared to do that. But to answer or to justify that she actually is the one who began that misunderstanding is to ask her a question. She was ordained a pastor just the other day. So before she was ordained as a pastor, she has been a gospel musician all this while. Was she a minister or not? Because the truth of the matter is that what I was able to get out of this, that is in between the lines, is my thinking, and I may be wrong, but my thinking is to the extent that Size 8 does not respect Ringtone as a minister or as a gospel minister, either by his lifestyle or by his standard, by his utterances, by his behavior or misbehavior, whatever the case. But what I established is that she does not, as a person, at a personal level, she does not respect Ringtone, and so she found it like disrespectful or lowering her standards as a Christian for Ringtone to join what would be the face of ministers or the face of pastors. But she called out for a minister, a gospel minister in the auditorium, and so that did not exclude Ringtone, because he is a gospel musician, and never mind all his dramas and everything. Now that Ringtone had gone on account of the vocabulary of gospel ministers, if Size 8 specifically wanted pastors, then what she could have done, I'm not saying what she should have done because it's her prerogative, but just my thinking, what she could have done would have been to say that, hey, Ringtone, there is a special space that is reserved for artists like you and me, and that is why I am here as an artist just like you, so that the pastors would actually do their job. So I specifically meant pastors, but then massage Ringtone's ego, because the damage was already done, and tell him that you see, I will have space for you as an artist, and a respected artist, and I respect you as an artist. That would not have caused damage, but now it is what it is. So that is where it began. But now here comes the second problem, which I do not think Ringtone was responsible for, because DJ Mo responded to something, and responded with a judgment and an attitude and an imagination that Ringtone was responsible for that particular damage, when in actual sense, in all honesty, in my opinion, it was not Ringtone's direct cause of what had happened. So this is the second thing, that Ringtone therefore felt disrespected, and I will understand that at my level, and so he decided to walk away. And when he decided to walk away, Ringtone is a big artist, and he's a popular celebrity. Now, we know what drives media. What drives media is that it is news when a man bites a dog, and not when a dog bites a man. So it is news when Ringtone is disgracefully sent out of the stage, and it is news when Ringtone walks out of that particular event, because that action had just sparked a news item. Nobody would have reported that Ringtone was present in Size 8's album, or that Ringtone particularly went to pray for the dedication of Size 8's album. But because he was sent away and he chose to walk away as a protest, and I would understand that particular act, the media did not want to miss the moment. So DJ Mo got annoyed by the reaction of the media, as if Ringtone had coached the media to behave in a certain way. And so because Ringtone walked away, all the media houses, especially, you know, our social media, decided to follow Ringtone, to go and get his reaction, not to miss the news moment, to go and get his speech and whatever he's thinking and whether he feels disrespected and what his next move is going to be and all that. So you cannot blame the media, that the media decided to feed on the fact that Ringtone had been sent away. Now, DJ Mo reacted like anyone would want to react, to say, you know, I'm protecting the dignity and the honor of my wife Size 8. But DJ Mo did not need to go and attack Ringtone, and I'll give you explanation. I've already said that what Size 8 created a buzz, and it made it necessary for the media to get a news item by pursuing Ringtone and to talk to Ringtone. Under the circumstances, if I was a media house and you are a journalist reporting for an event and you are on set and you didn't do what the journalist did, you did not follow up on Ringtone, because Ringtone now became the news item. It was now not the album launch. If you did not follow Ringtone and I owned the media house and you work for me, I would have fired you. Now, when DJ Mo came out, according to me, his emotions were a bit out of proportion, and I hope he can listen to me. His emotions were out of proportion. He decided to take his frustration on Ringtone, and he decided to imagine that Ringtone has actually orchestrated a shift of focus. So I would understand the frustration that all these media players, they were in the hall to capture Size 8 perform and have her album launched. But now there is no media in the house. The prayers are going on and there is no, so maybe DJ Mo and Size 8 closed their eyes as the prayers were happening. And when he opened his eyes, he realized there was no single media house, maybe except their own internal media that was covering that. But now DJ Mo should not blame Ringtone. It is the media that found it necessary to pursue Ringtone. We should be able to agree on that. DJ Mo has been in the media space for the longest. So what DJ Mo needed to do, he needed to be the bigger man here and go talk to Ringtone. Remember, Ringtone had already said when he arrived that he didn't even actually come because of Size 8. He came because of DJ Mo. And that is to mean that there was, you know, some rapport and bromance and, you know, the brotherly kind of rapport. So what DJ Mo should have done, he should have come to Ringtone and told Ringtone, hey man, sorry for that little mishap. Trust me to fix that. And, you know, give him, go tell him, give him a hug, hold his hand and walk him back to the hall and tell Ringtone that, hey, easy man, easy man, easy man. That was a misunderstanding, but I can fix that. Trust me to fix that. And then he would have walked him back to the hall. Not because Ringtone was special, but if DJ Mo was helping Size 8, then it was incumbent upon him to be able to tame the flares, to be able to think about the event of his wife not being disrupted, not to take away shift. He should have had that maturity. But now he went to Ringtone and he decided to push him. He decided to, you know, like harass him. And truthfully speaking, what do you want to tell me? You want to tell me that Ringtone was wrong to feel disrespected? I disagree with some of the things that Ringtone said, you know, like when he's saying he has a bigger platform, he's a bigger mtumishi than the pastors and what have you. And now again, Ringtone overreacted to that extent. What he should just have said, he should just have said that, hey, I consider myself a gospel minister. I have always been a gospel minister, even if you disagree with me on a few other things. Size 8 called for gospel ministers. I went there as a friend and as a gospel minister, and she decided that I should not have been there. And because she has said that I should not have been there, at least in that capacity, I've decided to walk away and let her have her event without me diverting attention from that particular event. That is what Ringtone should have said, without necessarily now again starting to create a comparison between how famous a musician is versus a pastor and all that. So this is my perspective of this whole scenario and how it should have been handled. And if each of these fellas had handled it that way, we would not have gotten to where we were. But on behalf of the general population,